Okay, good day everyone, and once again, happy weekend. How are we doing? Trust we are all having a wonderful weekend. So, without really wasting much of our time, family, I just want to show us guys what I'm looking forward to for the coming week. As we can see, the title of my video is Market Review. So, I will be revealing the pairs that I will be monitoring for the coming week as well. So, without really wasting much of our time, let's get through the charts. Let's get through the charts. So, we're gonna start with Europe USD as well. So let's just watch closely and see what I'm potentially looking for in the market as market will be opening for the coming week. So I'm looking at Europe USD right from the daily time frame. We use our daily time frame for the general bias of the market. Like I've already had a markup here, so okay, let me just use this. So right from the daily time frame, before I really get started, family, I trade smart money concept. So whatever I'll be doing today on my chart is pure smart money concept. I don't trade any concept apart from smart money concept. So everything that I'll be doing, like I said, is pure smart money concept. So you know, in order for you to understand what I'm doing, that is why I'm like introducing my concept to us, right? So let's get started. So right from the daily time frame, uh, what is the overall bias from the daily time frame? We can see that we're in a very, very, very strong bearish trend, right? We're in a very, very strong bearish trend. And on the bearish trend, what's categorized bearish trend is a series of lower lows and lower highs, right? So what can we see right here? We have a lower low, we have a lower high, and we have a new lower low that was formed right here. Then what is happening right away? If I'm price is creating a new word lower high, right? But at this point, we can see that price have started selling down. We can see that price have started selling down. So actually, price did not really mitigating price did not really mitigate our area of interest, which is a very, very normal thing in the market. Sometimes we get tapped, sometimes, you know, price will go without even looking at our area of interest, right? So it is normal in the market. So you really need to understand this, right? So there is nothing like, whether right or wrong, right? So it's the market, this is what has been designed for it to happen, right? So market did not really mitigate of my areas of interest, which you can see are highlighted up from this daily time frame. Oh, we just feeling some imbalance right here, liquidity void. We just feel some imbalance here, and we can see that market have started selling down massively. So what I'm potentially looking at now is to start selling right from the lower time frame, right? I've already know what's going on the daily time frame, right? We'll look at the daily time frame for overall buyers and structure, right? Then I look at my 1 hours time frame, which is my very, very favorite time frame, which I love trading. I look at that 1 hour time frame to where I plan my trade. That is the time frame that I love planning my trade. So I've already know what's going on the daily time frame. We can see we have put on a new lower low, a lower high, and currently what's happening right now, we can see that price is really, really selling down already. So potentially what we'll be seeing on the lower time frame now is a series of lower lows and lower highs. That is what we'll be seeing in the market. We'll be seeing a series of lower lows and lower highs. That's if you understand multiple time frame analysis. This is not something so difficult for you not to understand. This is very, very simple and easy, right? Remember, price is fractal. Whatsoever you can identify on the bigger time frame, you can also identify it on the lower time frame. So we have internal structure and we have what the bigger time frame structure. So what I used to do is trade the what bigger time frame internal structure, right? Depending on how you feel like calling it. Some people call it internal liquidity, some people call it internal structure, the people some call it many names, right? Many names. Or for me, I just keep it simple. I love calling it internal structure. So what I'll be doing right now, I'll be going to my 1 hours time frame, so that because I've already know what's happening on the daily time frame, the daily is already selling. So currently I'll be going to my 1 hours time frame to show us guys what I'm looking for the coming week. So anything that I'll be looking forward to now is the selling opportunities. That is what I'll be looking forward to in the market. Whatsoever I'll be looking forward to is the word selling opportunities. So let's jump to the 1 hours time frame. Let's see what we potentially looking forward to. So like I said to us guys, internal structure, right? Internal structure, the bigger time frame bias is bearish. Market is creating a lower low already. So like I said, understanding your multiple time frame analysis, what you'll be seeing on the lower time frame is a series of lower lows and lower highs. So what can we see right here? We can see we had a high, a higher high, higher low, higher high. What happened right here? We broke structure, we had a lower low, we have a lower high, we have a lower low right here, we have a lower low. Oh, what's happening? We have a lower low. So what are we currently anticipating? Market should not just keep going lower, right? Market should break, right? Market should break. That's market should create a new lower high before what? Creating a new lower low. We're anticipating that price should give us a pullback, right, before continuous selling, right? We're anticipating price should give us a pullback, then continuous selling. That's a new lower high on the 1 hours time frame. Then we'll start selling with the what overall bias of the market and what with the 1 hour trend, right? So like for me, like I don't really do a buy to sell, sell to buy. So currently I'm just waiting for those areas where you can see are highlighted for you know price to mitigate and let me start selling down, right? So I probably wait for the high streak trade, right? Trader, if I'm going into those trade, 100%, my confidence is 100%, everything is check. So those are the kind of trade that I love because I don't love going buy to sell, I don't really love that. So on this 1 hours time frame, let me show us guys why I'm looking at those areas as my area of interest. So we can see that we created a lower high right here. We had a lower low, right? So we broke this low, right? We broke this low. We took out this weak demand, right? We took out this weak demand. And what happened right here? Where was the last candle that take out this demand zone? This was the last candle, right? This was the last candle right here. This was the last candle right here, right? We can see after that is that institutional candle swept liquidity. What can we see? We can start seeing how you know we can start seeing all this aggressive move that price move away from you know bef- that price move away from after this last institutional candle that sweep liquidity, right? And this institutional candle right here has not been yet mitigated, right? So if you don't understand institutional candle, this is a bank candle, right? Bank candle that sweep liquidity. We can see I annotated it here, right? We had a sweep of liquidity, and first of all we had an internal break of structure right here. We had a break of structure, we had a retest. Then what happened? We can see this impulse move that take out this what demand zone, right? I take out this demand zone. So right now this area where you see I highlighted, currently the banks, right, will be in drawdown, right, will be in drawdown. As we all know, smart money, if the financial institution are likely to come into the market, what did they do? They manipulate the market first, right? They sweep liquidity. After sweep liquidity, then they go that direction that you are looking at price should go, right? So after the sweep liquidity right here, we can see that impulse move that came in the market that took out this low, like I said, right? So this area here which I highlighted, there's so many high probable that price will potentially come back here for mitigation. And what am I currently seeing? What am I really seeing? What am I really seeing? We can see number one, this area here we have a sweep of liquidity, right? After we sweep liquidity, this bearish candle right here engulf this institutional candle that leads to this break of structure, right? This candle has been engulfed, right? And at the same time, at that point we are still seeing a hidden order block that is sitting right below that institutional candle, which is this area where you can see that I highlighted, right? Which you can see with this area which I highlighted. So there is a probability, right? Because whatever we are doing in this market is a probability. Whatsoever we are doing in this market is a probability. So what I am potentially looking at is to see price giving us a new lower high, mitigating this order block, breaking structure on the lower time frame, because I don't take trade direct from the order block. I don't take a risk trade because you know I don't really take trade from right from the order block. I always wait for the confirmation entry. That is how I trade. So potentially I will be waiting to see price. If price, I will be waiting to see price mitigating off those areas of my supply which I highlighted here. Once they mitigate, I want to see a lower time frame break or structure. Then I can start taking myself, right? Then I can start taking myself. And what is giving me another strong confidence that price might push higher to this area here? We can see that we had liquidity here, right? So remember, liquidity are areas where the smart money are always attracted to, right? That is where the retail trader stops are. That is where the retail trader stops are. So I am potentially looking at this area right here that price should come sweep this liquidity. And also if we look at price action right here, we see that we had an imbalance that needs to be filled right here, right? So liquidity imbalance, they are more or less like the same, right? They are all where price is not balanced, right? Liquidity, are where their retail stops, right? That where their retail stops, right? While imbalance is inefficiency, right? It's inefficiency. They need to like come back and balance the movement of the market, right? In order for them to move, very well. So we need to see price, right? Coming back this area to clear this liquidity and what close this fair value gap, right? That's imbalance, right? To close this fair value gap. So that is our anticipation, right? But if price did not really, because what I'm seeing right here, there's a very nice area that which I refined on the 15 minutes time frame. But this area right here is not really a kind of high probable area to me. But due to what I was able to identify on the 15 minutes time frame, and there's a lot of conferences right here, that is why I am looking at this area as my area of mitigation also. But before, if price mitigate off this area, before I go into the trade, I'm not looking to just go aggressively. What I will potentially wait for is to see a confirmation on the lower time frame, which is the 5 minutes time frame of or 5 minutes time frame or 3 minutes time frame before going into the trade. So that is what I'm potentially looking forward to. And as you can see right here, also we had liquidity at the top, right? We have these equal highs, so we can see that confluence, that more confluence, that price can push higher and sweep this liquidity, mitigate off this area. And we can see we had some imbalances that need to be refilled above right here, right? We have some imbalances, so price can potentially move higher, sweep this liquidity, mitigate, break structure on the lower time frame, then we can start selling, right? Wait for that confirmation entry, break a structure, and boom, go get into our trade and we'll make money, right? Because that is the goal, right? But what I just did right here, right? What I just did here, there is no 100% probability that it must play out, right? Inside 100% probability is just 90%, sorry, 195% that the probability will play out. Why did I say this? Is because I'm not the one that controls the market, right? I'm not the institution that controls the market, right? There are individuals, which are the banks. Those are the people that can tell you that, okay, this is where I want to sell from, this is where I want to sell from, this is where I want to sell from, right? So what I'm doing is I'm observing the masses and I'm doing the opposite. That is what I'm doing. So I can't tell you that this is what will happen in this market. I can't tell you. I can't really assure you of that, right? I can't really assure you of that. And if you really, really want to, find someone that can tell you, okay, this is what will happen in this market, then my best advice is, go and find the institutions, the people that moves the market, right? Because I'm pretty sure that you can never find anyone that will tell you that, okay, this is what the market will do now. No, you can never find that, right? So we trade probability, and what also keep us safe in this market is risk management. It's risk management. We embrace our risk management as our best friend, right? This is what is keeping us profitable in this market. So if you understand risk management, you stop blowing account. But that is not what I'm here for today. I'm not really here to talk about risk management. So this is what I'm anticipating on GBP USD, on Europe USD. I mean, am I bad? So let's bring out our fib levels. Let's look at those areas which I highlighted as our area of interest? Are they on our premium zone or our discount, price? Let's see. So from the swing eye, oh, my mouse is misbehaving right now. Oh, my mouse is misbehaving right now. So let's look at it. So where can we see how price is, like our areas of interest? Can we see how our area of interest are aligning with our fib level, where we are potentially always looking for selling opportunity? So our first POI right here, which we can see that price is aligning with our 61.8 of our fib level, which is a very nice discount price, right? Which is a very, very nice discount price where we can start looking for sales opportunity. And our second point of interest right here, we can see that is aligning with the 786. Our last point of interest here, 88.6. So potentially what we should be looking forward to, if price mitigate all those areas here, potentially we should always what am I saying? Uh Potentially if price mitigate of those areas, sorry, am I bad? So potentially if price mitigate of those areas, let's just have that patience, right, to see how price will be reacting of those areas before we start selling down, so that is it. This is what I'm currently looking at on Euro USD. I'm looking to go long, right? Oh, yeah, I'm looking to go short. I'm looking to go short. So let's keep an eye on what Europe USD for sell. Let's look at Europe USD for sell. But before that sell, let's wait for confirmation on the 5 minutes time frame or 3 minutes time frame. So let's move to the next pair, which is GBP USD, and potentially those pairs correlate, like they correlate with each other. So whatsoever I'll be looking at on Europe USD is more or less like the same thing on GBP USD. But let me take us guys through GBP USD. After that, then I will go to DXY and I'll show us guys why I am really, really looking for this potentially sell on Euro USD and GBP USD, because also DSY is giving me a very, very nice trade information. So let's go to Euro GBP USD. Oh, so as you can see on GBP USD, let's start out from the daily, just like the way we started on Europe USD. So like I told us guys, those pairs correlate. Those two pairs correlate. So what is happening on GBP USD? We can see that the overall order flow is also bearish, right? Price is putting on a what? Lower low and lower high, lower low and lower high, right? So we had price is creating what a mitigation right here. Price has mitigated the order block that caused price to start selling. We have mitigated that order block, right? So people call it supply, depending on what you feel like calling it actually. But price has mitigated this order block right here, and we had a break construction on the lower time frame, and we can still start. Price have started putting on a new lower low. So with our understanding of multiple time frame analysis, just the same like the way I explained to us on the first pair that we marked out on Europe USD, right? Understanding your multiple time frame analysis will give you more understanding about the market. So you don't just focus on one time frame, right? You don't just focus on one time frame. So on the 1 hour's time frame, since price is expanding already, what we'll be seeing on the 1 hour's time frame, essentially we'll be seeing a series of lower lows and lower highs. That's internal structure, right? So I look at my overall bias from the daily, right? Then I plan my trade on the 1 hour's time frame. That is how I trade, and 1 hour is my favorite time frame. Like I don't like jumping from one time frame to another. No, like I don't do that. I don't really do that, right? Focus on one thing. Focus on one thing and make sure you master yourself on it, right? Just focus on one thing. Stop jumping from one time frame to another. Have your best time frame that you trade. If you want to trade 15 minutes time frame alone, focus on 15 minutes time frame. If you want to trade 5 minutes, focus on 5 minutes. If you want to trade 4 minutes time frame, 4 hours time frame, focus on 4 hours time frame. Like stop jumping from 4 hour, 1 hour, daily, 30 minutes. You are confusing yourself, right? You are confusing yourself. Just tell yourself the truth and do the best you can in the market, right? And do the best you can, and always ask for God mercy, and God should lead you. That is just it, right? So What am I looking at on GBP USD? The overall bias is already, but the overall bias is bearish and price has putting on a new lower high. Currently, as we can see now, price is creating a new lower low. So on the 1 hours time frame, what I'll be seeing is a series of what lower low and lower high. That's the understanding of multiple time frame analysis, right? If I did not understand multiple time frame analysis, there is no way I understand that price is fractal. There is no way I understand that on the 1 hours time frame I'll be seeing a series of lower low and lower high. So let's jump into the 1 hours time frame. Let's see what the 1 hours time frame will be telling us, fam. So let's go. So on the 1 hours time frame, like I said to us guys, it's the same thing with Euro USD. Like if you look at the chart, there is no any differences, right? There is no any differences. So what can we see on the 1 hours time frame? We had a lower low, we had a lower high. Market broke this low, right? Market broke this low, as you can see here. This was the leg that break this swing low, right? We broke this low, but price did not really pull back deep to mitigate of this last candle that gave in that sell that led to this supply break, demand break. I mean, because we had the demand zone right here, but the demand was very weak and was taken out, as we can see, right? The demand was very, very weak and was taken out by this, candle right here. So actually, they did not really mitigate that candle, right? They did not mitigate that candle. But why I'm still looking at that area as an area of interest, we can see that we have more or less an inducement, right? We have inducement. Price fails to respect our first area of supply. Then they created a new lower low right here. But what I'm looking forward to, I'm not looking at this area that I'm not really looking at this area as a very strong area that will hold price for me, right? I'm actually looking at this area because of this liquidity. I'm potentially looking at this area for this liquidity, but if price respect this area, give me a lower time frame confirmation, I'm going in, right? I'm going in on the trade. I'm really, really going in on the trade. No cap, no cap. So right from here, and what's giving me more confidence, you can see it like bold and clear, right? You can see it bold and clear. Like you don't really need to force it, right? You don't really need to force it. You can see that we had an imbalances right here, right? We had imbalances right here. That price will potentially come back and what fill those imbalances before start selling down, right? And what is also giving me more confidence to see price pushing higher to this area right here is because we can see that we had a liquidity, right? We can see that we had a liquidity, right? So liquidity are areas where what the institutions are always attracted to, right? They are always attracted to those areas of liquidity because this is where the money this is where the money is sitting, right? And we need liquidity in this market for the markets to move, right? We need liquidity. We need liquidity. Without liquidity, this market will not move. That is just the truth, right? So we have this liquidity right here. So we have this liquidity, we have those imbalances at the top. So potentially, what I'm really anticipating, right? What I'm really anticipating is price to come, fill on those imbalances, sweep this liquidity, all the retail stops that are above this area here, the people that trade support resistance, because this is a trend line resistance, right? This is a trend line resistance. So I would potentially be looking at price should come, sweep this trend line liquidity, right? Sweep these people that are selling below this resistance, because I know that people that are selling below this resistance, their stop loss will be here, right? If you are selling off this resistance, let me put it as red. If you are selling below this resistance, your stop loss will be above right here, right? So potentially your money is here, right? There are a lot of individual stop loss that are here. Some are already on break even, some that are so greedy in the market, their stop loss is still above, right? So their stop loss is still above. So really they will just come seek out those people stop loss, right? Because this is money, right? This is money. There are a lot of money that is sitting here. So they come and sweep these people that are selling here, right? Fill on those imbalances. We still have the liquidity here. Fill on those imbalances, and what want to see a mitigation right here, right? Want to see a mitigation right here. And why am I looking at this area as a nice area of mitigation? The same thing on Europe USD. What I explained to us guys, we have an engulf candle. The only thing that did not happen right here is that we don't have a sweep of liquidity before the impulse move to the downside. But if we look at price here, we had this candle was engulfed. This institutional candle right here was engulfed. We had an hidden order block, and also we had an imbalance below right here. We had this imbalance here that price can potentially what come back and what fill in that imbalance, right? and filling that imbalance. And that this institutional candle right here was also the last candle that take out this demand zone, because we had a demand zone right here, right? What a demand zone right here, because I pretty know that what happened right here, we'll have a bias here. What happened right here, I'm very sure we'll have bias here, because market was trading bearish, right? What lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, then market broke structure here. Especially people that will look for long opportunity, will be looking to buy right from here, stop loss below. What happened? We can see how they hunt that demand zone, took out everybody that was selling there, buying there, I mean. So this was the last candle that swept this demand zone. So I'm looking at this area, right? So once price pull up, higher high, higher low, higher low, higher high, what I'm positionally looking at is see a break of structure, rate test, then we can start seeing that sell. The same thing to this area. If I did not see any confirmation, trust me, family, I'm not going into any trade. That's just the truth. I can never lie to myself. So wait for that confirmation entry at those areas of interest. Once price mitigates, start looking for what confirmation entry on the 5 minutes time frame. Once you see price change character or the choke on the 5 minutes time frame, don't hesitate, family. Don't hesitate. You know, just go into the trade. Go into the trade. If the outcome come out for good, fine. If the outcome turn out to be a losing one, still grateful, right? If the outcome turn out to be a losing one, we'll still drop a video on the reason on we'll still drop the video I'll still drop a video on how we should play the trade idea very well, right? So it is just a probability game. That's all the truth. So there is nothing to be afraid of trading forex. Just know what you are doing, stick to what you have urged yourself to do, and keep practicing. Right? Keep practicing it. Just keep practicing it. That will really help on the long run, right? So that is what I really have for us. And I said that I'm gonna look at DXY so that I'll show you guys why I'm having strong confidence of that buy. So look at the 1 hour time frame on DXY. Can we see on DXY price has created high? We took out this high here, right? We had a low, right? We have a higher high here, right? Even this high was either break this high and we created a higher low. This is still a very, very valid area of mitigation because we had a sweep of liquidity and we had this imbalance right here. So can we see the reason why I'm looking for that long reversal on EU and GU black? So DXY is telling me that we are still on a bullish, and you know we have created a high, and what we should anticipate is to see a higher low form because price cannot continue going higher like this. No, market needs to breathe, right? Market really needs to breathe. So that pullback as DSY will be selling, right? As DSY will be selling, Europe USD will be what buying. That is what will be happening right now. As Europe USD is as DSY is buying, Europe USD will be buying. As DSY is falling, Europe USD will be what buying. Why? Because as we will be anticipating DSY to mitigate. Once price mitigate of this area, the same thing on Europe USD will also have a mitigation there. So that is how it is. It's more or less like if you know about divergence, right? DXY should not be something that will really confuse you, right? If you know about divergence, it's the same thing as what DXY, right? It's just like more or less like a divergence, right? Like yeah. So that is it, family. So, keep an eye on what Europe USD, GBP USD for the coming week, right? Let's keep an eye on it. So, let's wait for the probability to play out and, make money. So, that is it, family. Let's wait for the probability to play out, right? Because I cannot tell you that my analysis is 100% sure. I can't really tell us guys that. That is all the true fact. I can't really tell us that because I'm not the one that owns the market. All I do is trade probability and what observing the masses and doing the opposite. That is what I'm doing in this market. So, cheers, family. God bless.